To our dear St. Anthony faithful, Christ is in our midst. He is, and he ever shall be. On Sunday, March 15th, we gather together for Divine Liturgy for the second Sunday of Great Lent. Little do we know at the time, that would be our last time gathering for corporate worship for over 2 months. The decision to close our doors was indeed a difficult one, especially with it being during Great Lent, Holy Week, and Pascha. But this was done out of love and care for our beloved faithful. Over these 2 months, we've had to adapt. We've increased our digital ministries and meetings to stay connected, and of course, sharing our divine services via our live stream so that you can pray with us in your homes, the little churches. Each and every one of us has been affected by this dreadful pandemic. We have suffered, we have endured, indeed to the point that we have lost some of our own beloved faithful. Throughout this 2-month period, our metropolis, namely our beloved hierarch, Metropolitan Gerasimos, and a diligent group of leaders from the metropolis have done wonderful work in guiding us and preparing us for the day that we can once again open the doors to our parish and be together for worship once again. I would direct all of you to please go to the Metropolis of San Francisco website, sanfran.goarch.org, and click on the top bar where it says coronavirus, and you will see a number of resources, videos, and guidelines regarding parish readiness and reopening guides. It's from our metropolis and, of course, keeping in line with our local LA County guidelines, that we take our lead in terms of how to proceed with reopening our parish. Thanks be to God, we are finally seeing some light peeking through the end of the tunnel. And here in the church office, along with Father Peter and Alma, and a number of members of the community, we are working diligently to get things in order to open up again. That being said, it is your job to keep up to date regarding the news from St. Anthony about our reopening. This video will be posted on our website, and you will need to be reading the emails that you get from the church. This is not a time for willful ignorance. If you're getting an email from the church, be sure to read it and keep up to date with what's going on. If you can get on a website, then you can stay up to date with our updates about this as well. We have our parish calendar on the website as well, so if you are not getting our emails or updates, then go on our website and sign up or contact the church office. This video is not to take you through the steps and procedures that the parish leadership are taking in order to get approval open. Father Peter addressed that and shared that with us in detail on Sunday, May 24th. This video is to walk you, the faithful, through what to expect about the reopening and coming to liturgy at St. Anthony. Of course, as you can assume, we cannot just swing the doors open and operate like we did before any of this happened. While we have made progress, the COVID crisis is not over by any means. So there are a number of measures and procedures that we will be taking in order to reduce the risk, and coming to church will be more safe for all in attendance. Will some of these measures and procedures feel awkward? Yes. Will it maybe even seem off-putting or uncomfortable? Perhaps. But our care for you, the faithful, is of utmost priority to us. And we are doing everything in our power to reduce the risk and make it more safe to come to attend Divine Liturgy. So our aim here at St. Anthony is to be able to open for worship together again on Sunday, June 21st, which is Father's Day. And as part of this phased-in approach, our public worship gatherings will temporarily take place in our beautiful Trinity Ballroom. We know that a great number of our parishioners are still being cautious and would prefer to stay home during this time, and that is completely acceptable and understandable. Now, regarding who can come to liturgy, first of all, if you are sick, you stay home. This is common sense for all of us. If you are coughing, sneezing, have a fever, or have any symptoms of a dangerous, contagious disease, stay home. Doing otherwise would be foolish to yourself and dangerous to those around you. We will have medical professionals on hand, so if you or someone in your household is exhibiting symptoms, you will not be allowed to enter the service. If you are in a high-risk group, you are 65 or older, have serious underlying medical conditions, you have been exposed to the virus or are experiencing symptoms already, if you are at a higher risk, please know the risk you are taking in coming to a communal space such as coming to church. And with that, we would strongly encourage you to refrain from attending services. We will still be able to offer you the sacrament of the Eucharist outside of the time of the liturgy, should you request it, so that you can stay safer at home. Again, please know the reality of the risk, and we strongly encourage you to stay home if you are in one of these high-risk groups. If you wish to attend the Divine Liturgy, you will need to make a reservation to do so. Again, this is one of those measures that seems odd, might make us uncomfortable, but these are extraordinary times and calls for such measures in place. So you will need to make a reservation for you and your household that will be attending. And you will do so by calling Stephanie Lubian at 714-313-9027. Once again, that's 714-313-9027. Once you have registered to attend a Divine Liturgy, we ask that you and your household please arrive on time, as liturgy will begin promptly at 10 a.m. We will open the doors at 9:45 a.m. to allow for check-in. Now perhaps this is a concept that some of us may not be used to either, that is coming to church on time, but it's something that we should always be doing, so I don't think we're asking for much there. Again, be sure to come on time, as there will be a point that the doors will have to be closed. Now, you come to liturgy on Sunday, what do you expect? First of all, we are asking all members to wear a mask. This is a requirement, and the only exception is for children 2 and under, but everyone older than 2 is required to wear a mask. This is a requirement from the County of Los Angeles Health Department for places of worship, and one that we are also setting here at St. Anthony, period. If you refuse to wear a mask, then we will kindly ask you to stay outside or to go home and worship via the live stream. This is a simple thing we can do as an offering of safety and love to those around us. Once again, masks are required. At the service, you will have a welcoming area or a table for you to check in at. You will also be required to disinfect your hands before entering, and you may be asked to refrain from entering for a time just to ensure we are doing our best in regards to physical distancing requirements. You will then be ushered in through the large window doors of our ballroom and will have the opportunity to make an offering to the church. If you are donating with cash, please know that we will not be able to offer change during this time. If you wish to use a credit or debit card for donations, this may be offered through our online giving portal, st-anthonys.churchgiving.com. This is a site that many of us should be familiar with. We will remind you that no donation trays will be passed at the end of the service either. And here we will also remind you that it is recommended to refrain from kissing the icons. Offer your prayers and venerations to the saints by bowing to them instead. As usual, during these physical distancing standards, please avoid kissing, hugging, or shaking hands with other people. We also ask you to bring your own liturgical books or use a smart device on silent, of course, to follow along, as we have removed all liturgical books, and the links to the online liturgy book for a given Sunday can be found on our digital bulletin. Of course, families of one household can sit together, but besides that, we will need to maintain physical distancing in the ballroom, so you will be ushered to your seat. Please plan on staying in your seats during the duration of the service, and this includes families with children. Again, you may not be able to pick a specific seat, so we ask that you understand and cooperate with the ushers on this. Once you are seated and you are with us in the Divine Liturgy, then comes the most important part. Pray. Remember to pray the liturgy together. Give thanksgiving and praise to God. That's why you are here in the first place. Take a sigh of relief. Leave any awkwardness behind you. Pray with us. Glory to God. As you are probably fully aware, at the conclusion of the Divine Liturgy, there will be no social hour or communal gatherings after the service. So please, upon dismissal, proceed to your vehicles. Please do not gather or congregate out in the parking lot or the courtyard. Now, regarding the reception of Holy Communion, this is the epitome of what we desire as Christians, the very body and blood of Christ. Let us remember that the Eucharist is called communion for a reason. It is because it brings us together into communion with God and with each other in a most divine and awesome way. So, when we approach the chalice for communion, we will ask you to wait for the usher to release you. Keep your masks on and remain physically distant while in line. When it is your turn to receive, that is when you will remove your mask temporarily. We will still be distributing Holy Communion with the common spoon, however, with pastoral sensitivity toward those who may be hesitant about the common spoon during this time of pandemic. As instructed by the metropolis, Holy Communion will be received with an open mouth and with your head tilted back so as not to touch the spoon with our mouths. We also ask you not to touch the cloth, as it will be there to protect from any spills, but we will not be wiping your lips with the cloth. With all of this, we will do our best. It may be difficult or different for us, but we will do our best. God will provide the increase. Beloved faithful, these are unfortunate, perhaps difficult times which call for these extraordinary precautions. This is unfamiliar for all of us, but it is all for the security and safety and well-being of our entire community. Please be patient. God is with us. This is not, nor is it ever a time for judgment or harshness, but as always a time for increased prayer, thanksgiving, charity, and love. And we believe in the parish of St. Anthony as being a community of prayer, of thanksgiving, of charity, of faith, and of love. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, to the Holy Spirit, now and forever, to the ages of ages. Amen.